When I deadlifted 755, I didn't use a belt. The main reason I didn't use a belt is I wanted to make sure that my structure could deadlift this weight without the need of outside assistance. The weight belt, when you're using it, is supposed to, when you push against it, increase the amount of intra-abdominal pressure you're able to create and help you maintain that. But when I did that, the reason why I didn't use a belt is because it didn't make sense to me to develop all this strength if I couldn't do it on my own. So when now we're breathing while doing this.
Very Konstantinos. You remember that guy?
I think,
Back in the day.
A lot of Russians did that though. A lot of Russians did do that, you know? But I think that there's a knowledge there because like, you want to be able to do all of this stuff on your own. Yes, it can add some, but like having to need to use a belt to do everything to maintain your structure, I don't think it's the best idea. Now, when we're using the breath, we're not getting that extra pressure that it helps create, but we're training ourselves to always be able to maintain the right structure and maintain the right amount of tension while breathing when lifting weights. And the reason why we're doing that is because life wants us to do that. When we're going through life, when we're fighting, we're not holding our breath. And I know that some people will say, well, this isn't the gym. The gym is supposed to help you do this stuff better. The reason why I started doing this is because I wanted to make sure that the strength I was building in the gym would be something that would
transfer
really well to the fighting that I was doing and the stuff that I was trying to do. And in all of that, breath holding is never part of it. Unless swimming, there's breath holding. I think even for me now, when lifting something really heavy, it's an exhale. Like I will use like when people see me using sandbags, this is an aside, but I was always somebody who like, when I lifted, I purposefully wanted to stay quiet. I don't like emoting. I don't like it. It's not in my nature to be the person that yells, when doing stuff, right? But when you learn to breathe while lifting, what ends up happening is when you're creating that force, when you're lifting that sandbag off the ground, when you're pushing, that happens. Right? You're lifting, that happens. It's not because I'm trying to sound hard or tough or whatever. It's because
it's like the TIE fighters kicking. Same thing.
It's like it's what my body needs to do to produce the force efficiently, and I can stay safe through it, right? So as that started to happen, I started to feel stronger, and it transfers. You know what I mean? So that's why something that actually I think would help people kind of understand this, especially the exhaling to create tension, is let's do this right now. I think you already understand, but I think it'd serve. Growl. I'll do it first. Growl. What do you feel? Do it. Just breathe and then like just.
I feel, there's a sort of shielding. Like I feel there's a like abdominal contraction.
There's a level of tension that's created.
That's the most noticeable thing,
right? But now when you're exhaling, when you see a fighter that tension is created to keep this structure in place so it's safe when producing force. So this is why when I'm lifting a heavy sandbag or when I'm coming out of the hole of a squat or when I'm deadlifting, sometimes this will come out because it's my breath helping me create a strong enough structure to not buckle under the load I'm lifting, rather than me holding the breath. And not that this is bad. If you're a lifter and you're doing this for your maximal lifts, I'm not telling you to just desert the Valsalva maneuver. But I do believe that if you learn to breathe while lifting, this is one of the fundamental things that will keep you safe while lifting, that will help you progress well, and will help you decrease the amount of stress that it has on your body over time.
Okay, cool.
And lastly, the biggest thing I think is it'll help you get rid of excess tension that you're holding in your body when you don't need to have that tension. A lot of people deal with that.
All right. So let's say I'm working on that. Let's say I decide box squat, gonna give that a go. Maybe I have a safety squat yoke or something. Sandbag. All right. Probably do some isolateral stuff. So ATG, split squat. For somebody who's listening, let's say maybe they're in a similar boat, or maybe their back is fine, but they want to get stronger using these movements. What type of set rep programming do you give to someone who's not an elite powerlifter?
There's no need to do anything under 5 or 6 reps. And if that's the case, you don't have to do that. Because over time, as you work with sets of 5, 6, 8s, 10s, right? Over time, you'll naturally be able to get stronger in those rep schemes with those loads.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that heavy lifting isn't good. I do things that are 3, 4, 5 reps when I'm working with heavy loads. I still do that. But the problem that happens with a lot of people when they get into a program that's focused on the load and the heaviness of the load, they start doing things they shouldn't do to lift that load.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to focus on maintaining our breath, there's going to come a point where you're working with a load that you're going to find you won't be able to breathe well. You won't be able to inhale and exhale at the phases of the lift that you should be. But you're also, you manage to lift it and you're like, okay, I'm strong enough for this. So you'll add on more. And then you'll get to a place where you're holding your breath. And then you'll get to the place where all the times that anything's really happened for me has been when I was creating a little bit too much tension. I was holding my breath and something happens, right? Not when I was breathing with it. So that's why I don't necessarily, if you're not someone who's powerlifting, and if you're in the gym, you're just wanting to lift and get stronger, I don't want you to focus on the weight on the bar.
Yeah,
I want you to focus on the quality of the movement.